What's up, everybody? I'm Matt McQueen. This is Capsule to Cone, and this is my best good friend, Curtis Leeser. And we are talking about the gear that I chose for his home studio build out. That's right, we are gonna build out a home studio for you. You're a guitar player, you've seen Curtis on the channel a whole bunch. He's played some guitar on a bunch of my records for the past year. He also is wanting to create some Instagram content. And then also, I think the main idea actually is just for you to be able to sketch out ideas at home, to be able to work on songs that he's written for himself or with other people, and to be able to use Logic Pro and the Logic Drummer to kind of scratch out some ideas and then be able to overdub some guitar. So we have a really simple setup, and if this is the sort of thing that you want a home studio for, is to be able to record yourself playing guitar and scratching out ideas, recording song ideas that you've written. This is, I think, a really, really good setup. And not only is it not only is it an epic setup, but we only spent $1,000. And some of the stuff we bought new, some of the stuff we bought used, and some of the stuff is just some odds and ends that I had laying around. But the main part of the studio was $1,000, and so we're gonna go through and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna unbox some stuff, and I'm gonna show you what I pieced together. And Curtis, you're gonna tell us, maybe go into a bit more detail about what it is that you're hoping to do with this rig, because I think it's pretty sick and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so for me, the biggest thing is I want to start getting into remote recording. I know once COVID hit, I had a bunch of friends who switched over to that, and you know, I'm way behind the game on it, and it's something I want to get into and learn more, because I'm in the studio a lot and tracking, and I want to be able to, you know, kind of practice and learn some more about the system so that I'm more prepared going into sessions and can also offer, you know, remote services for people. The second thing I want to do is, like you said, flesh out ideas. So I'm always songwriting and have all of these ideas in my head. You know, Instagram posts, people love it, eat it up, and I'm really bad at it. And, you know, I think having some equipment to help me put out higher content videos would make me a little more confident.
Sure.
And then the third thing that I actually think is going to be the biggest thing for me that I might not get compensated for in the beginning is helping to flesh out demos. I can't tell you in the last year and a half, when someone reaches out to me and says, hey, I have a song, you know, want to record it, you know, need some ideas, and I sit down with them with an acoustic guitar, or they send me the song because I'm, you know, out on a gig or out on a run, and I'll sit down with my phone and come up with something. But with a rig like this, you know, using the Logic Drummer and, you know, I have a bass at home and guitar, I could flesh out these ideas a little more so that when they present it to a band that either I'm playing in or the band that they have, there's more of a holistic idea going into it that they can work off of.
Yeah, so it's going to let you, so for example, I'm thinking back to that. We've had a couple of clients this year that came to me through this YouTube channel and said, hey, I want to record a song, or I want to record a batch of songs, and I'm going to need a band. So Curtis and then the other guys that we hired, Joey and Jason, they're kind of my first call guys. They're somewhat local, and they come to the studio. The studio's way up in the mountains in a tiny little town, if you didn't know that. But they're somewhat local, and they come, we set up, and we usually track the songs live, and then Curtis will do 3 or 4 overdubs, and then if I need something that's a little more specialized, like B3 or pedal steel or fiddle, I've got a couple of guys that I can call that are in Nashville that have home studios similar to this, or maybe even slightly better setup. So you can actually check out Smith Curry, the pedal steel player I use. You can check out his video, his home studio, right there. That little thing will pop up, so you can check that video out if you're interested in seeing what a Nashville session dude's home studio looks like. So we're gonna kind of get the baby steps version. Maybe that's not a great way to say it. We're gonna get the no offense, no, you're not a baby if this is where you're starting. This is the entry level epic home studio that's gonna let Curtis record everything that he needs to be able to track guitars. So what am I including in that? I want to kind of break down what I thought Curtis needed. So he's already got Logic Pro, and we are going to outfit him with a permanent rig, and I wanted him to be able to record both his Dr. Z, because it's a great sounding amplifier, and he's got a great pedal board, so he's capable of getting really fantastic sounds from his, I love you, buddy.
love
He's
you
already
too.
capable of getting really fantastic sounds, so I wanted him to be able to just use a 57 and a great amplifier and use his pedal board and do what comes naturally to him. But then I also wanted him to be able to record a DI. And so we just felt like a simple 2-channel interface is all that Curtis needs. It doesn't need to be, we're not worried about like insane conversion or going like super hard with that because most of the stuff is going to be demo ideas. Curtis isn't trying to mix songs. He's not trying to produce records from his home studio. He's just trying to have his space, which is where all of his guitars are, his amplifier, his pedals, and be able to, an idea comes to him, quickly get it down and be able to have it to where he could either send it to me, and then when we come and work on a song together for one of those clients, we've already got that, or to be able to just have that for his own personal, I guess, satisfaction and just repertoire of these are some licks that I came up with that might work good for this song. So the first thing and most important thing is the computer. We got to have a good computer to be able to work on, and so we got something that was affordable, and this is actually an old Mac Mini of mine, and that is what we're going to use. There you go, just a 2012 Mac Mini, but this is a quad core, and it also has 16 gigs of RAM in it, and it's got a solid state drive that I upgraded. Still a very capable machine. $300. Super cheap, super affordable, lets him still use Logic Pro, and you know, he could probably get a couple of more years out of this. He's not trying to edit super intense video or anything, and so we just went with something that was really, really affordable, and that's this Mac Mini. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to do the cool YouTuber thing where I just toss it out of the frame and everybody freaks out, but so that's the first thing. The second thing is we've got this box right here from Sweetwater, which has cool stuff in it.
What does it have in it? Matt bought all this stuff for me. I basically just wrote him a check. It's like, this is what you need to buy. So I have no idea what's in it. So I'm just as surprised as you guys.
Yeah, he borrowed the check from his grandmother. I think you Venmo'd me. Come on. I wrote him a check. Okay, granddad.
Okay, boomer.
Exactly. That's what you always tell me. They wrote him a check. I haven't seen a check in years. I don't even know.
I just wrote one out this morning.
All right, so here we go. We got the first thing here. Let's see. Let's go with, yeah, how we can do that.
Yeah,
That's
throw it away.
exciting. You get that? That's from Sweetwater. They're thanking you. We're going to open all this stuff.
Did they send me candy, or is that musician's friend?
That's candy. You got candy. You got Laffy Taffy.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I want to do the fireball so you just hear it clanking against my
Don't
teeth
put
here.
that in right now. I will shoot you. Not really. That's violent. All right, here's the first thing. We got the SSL2. I can't hold it straight. There it is. We got the SSL2. All right, and we searched and we were trying to find something again that was affordable. We were trying to stay in that $1,000 range, and I by no means think this is the greatest, best interface. We actually looked at Apollo's, but that was going to put us over budget and would have made this a $1,500 video instead of a $1,000 video. Curtis was, willing to get that if I thought that it was the thing that he should get. For my home rig that I edit these videos on, I have an Apollo. They're fantastic interfaces. But again, this is for demo ideas and for songwriting and maybe some Instagram content, and I just personally don't think that Curtis needed all that. There's no reason for him to have those plugins. It's not a necessity. Again, this is for sketching out ideas. And I watched a video from Ola England, and he compared this to his Apollo Aero, which is another one of the interfaces that we looked at, and he compared it to, I think, an expensive DI box that he has, or he might have been going straight into the, I can't remember. Anyways, he did a shootout with this interface, and I thought it sounded fine. It sounded fantastic, really. It was competitive. It was a little bit, the noise floor is a little bit higher in this, but again, we're talking about the main thing that Curtis is going to be getting is he's not going to be relying on the DI like a metal guy would be, for example, and then using some expensive plug-in to get a great sound that you're going to try to put on a record. Curtis is mostly looking for a 57, so I wasn't really concerned with noise floor because he's got a loud amp and these have a good preamp in them, and I thought really when he was engaging the 4K button that this was going to sound fine. So I think it's going to do everything that you need it to do. I probably shouldn't say sound fine. That makes it sound like it's a little lackluster. I think this is a great interface for the money. Talked to my Sweetwater rep about it, and so let's check it out. I think it's going to be real cool for what you're trying to do. Ooh, I haven't seen one of these in person before. Here, you can have the box. Okay. I get to hold it here. Oh yeah, this is nice. Huge knob. That's great.
I like big knobs.
Gosh, I'm gonna have to edit that out. Maybe.
What?
Maybe I'll leave it.
Why? What? I like big knobs. I like being able to see the thing I'm turning.
It's very tactile, is what you mean, right, Curtis? Yes, it's very tactile. So we got a phones output, one set of headphones. We got a monitor mix. Oh, that 4K button. Feel that. That 4K button is very satisfying.
This is heavier than I thought it would be.
And everybody knows that 4K means it's good.
Is it? I don't know.
I was actually making like a lame video joke, but it's actually referring to the SSL 4000 series consoles. Oh. Yeah, this to me is one thing that's actually pretty funny because SSLs are their EQ and dynamic section is known for some mojo, but SSLs aren't really known. Like nobody, when they talk about like fancy preamps, nobody talks about an SSL preamp as being like, oh yeah, because most guys are mixing on an SSL and recording with like a Neve or something like that. Or
gotcha.
Anyways, that's nerd crap. We don't care about that. This is a guitar-related home studio guide video thing. So there we go. So that's the interface. I'm just kidding.
You scare me every time you do that. I'm like,
that's the point. All right, and then, okay, we can do this though. You ready for that?
Yeah.
This is one that I'm excited about. These are my personal favorite pair of headphones. I've had a set of these for 10 years.
You know I've never owned a pair of headphones.
Really? Mm-mm. That's surprising to me. Man, when I was a kid, it's story time with Dad. When I was a kid, I had a boom box that I would take the speakers, like you could unmount the speakers off the side, and I had a pair of Koss headphones that I got from my dad they're probably really crappy, but when you're a kid, it was like, oh, these headphones are great because you put them on, and you wouldn't have to hear your little brother in the car, and I would power that. I didn't have a Walkman. I would take those speakers off, leave them at home, and then I would put 4 D-cell or 6 D-cell batteries in this thing and take my Led Zeppelin and my Boston CDs in the car with me and just sit all the way in the back of the van and just, yeah, anyways.
Yeah, I
love headphones.
I always had the Apple headphones and didn't realize that you could get like Bluetooth systems for your cars because I always drive old cars. So I would do like 16-hour road trips with Apple headphones in my ears.
You're the quintessential broke musician.
Absolutely. Live below your means.
There you go. Dave Ramsey would be proud of you. Okay, so these are my favorite headphones. Here, I'll let you open that up because I'm going to show the box off. I've had a set of these for 10 years or maybe 11. These are the Shure SRH 840s. I chose these a long time ago because before I was even recording and engineering, I was into live sound and I was trying to learn about that and was trying to help out at my church. And if you've never watched Dave Ratt's YouTube channel, he's a genius live sound guy, front of house engineer for the Chili Peppers for tons of years. He's just a genius, thinks of all kinds of crazy, awesome things. Like he puts the soundboard sideways to the stage so that there's nothing in front of him in the band. He's a very, very cool guy, very inspiring to watch his channel. But he did a couple of shootout videos on different headphones, and he actually, in the one of the initial ones, he ended up choosing a pair of Denim Headphones, and I almost bought these. And then he did a follow-up video where he realized his test was flawed, and so then he ended up coming back to the 840s. So
I like how the ears are color coded.
Yeah, I do too.
They're dummy proof.
They're dummy proof.
Are they noise canceling?
Well, they're not like noise canceling, but they're good like over the ear muff.
Huh?
This video's already gone off the rails.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
So there we go. So you got a set of headphones. That keeps the wife happy for those late night inspired sessions. So,
that's when all my inspiration comes.
Well, and I thought headphones were particularly important just from a practical standpoint because you got a manual. That's good.
Oh, cool.
Because you're going to be in the same room as your guitar amplifier, yep. Right? And so I thought, well, there's going to be times where he's going to want to just be able to kind of knock out some of that sound from the amp while you're recording and be able to hear the click a little better and stuff like that. And I felt like that it would be easier with that than to always have to rely on studio monitors. But that brings me to the next one. We got Curtis a really cool set of studio monitors.
I'm excited for
these. These are all the rage. I'm not going to go through the whole, there's plenty of videos about what these things are and stuff like that, but I think this is going to be a good setup for you, and I think it'll actually give... Oh, look at that!
More candy?
We got more candy inside the speaker box!
I didn't realize Tootsie Rolls were still around. What's Biddo Honey?
That's my favorite, dude. I look forward to that. If my... Tyler...
You can have it if you want.
Tyler, my Sweetwater rep, if you're watching, if you could just send me a bag of like he's gonna watch this, I don't know. If you could send me a bag of Biddo Honey, I would be super grateful. You got a little Sweetwater sticker in there?
Oh yeah, I'll put that with all my other stickers.
Okay, so what do we get? Let's see. Let's put the manual guy over here. There you go. There's some more candy. Cool. Yep. That's silica gel. All right. Here we go. It's a big reveal. Everybody's wondering, what speakers did they get? If they were smart, they'd go read the description because there's a link down there. Spoilers. Don't
tell them that in the middle of the video.
We got some Callies. Oh, I'm doing the wrong. There we go. We got some Callies. Look at that. Oh, I love that they have the little, got all kinds of different dip switches on the back that'll help you, and then they've got this little guide that tells you how to set them up, like if you're going to put it on a stand, how close it's going to be to the wall, you know, if you're going to end up mounting them somehow. I guess it's like a speaker mount. I don't know why it's weird that they drew it like that, because there's no like fly point on the back. But anyways, these are cool. These are cool speakers. You can check that out. We got a pair of those. Yeah, so we got some Kali LP6s. That's the monitor. I think that, yeah, that's the monitor that we bought. These are super affordable. They sound great. There's another video that you can go back and check where I set up a little home studio for my friend Rob. Link will be up there. Little flying thing, the card, I think they call it. You can click on the card and you can go and check that out. But these are cool. There's your little guide there. And you got some little, don't lose that because you got some little rubber feet in there.
Oh.
That can go on if you're going to desk mount it or whatever we're going to do. So
it'll definitely be desk mounted.
And it doesn't matter. Again, we're not trying to get like hyper critical with this, because this is you want to be able to hear accurately, but then also we're setting up a home studio that's for tracking ideas. So the next thing too, and this is the part where this is obviously going to make this build a little bit more than $1,000, and we know that. And if you don't like that we're technically going over budget, but also not actually going over budget, you can leave me a comment about how sad you are about it. It's fine. It helps the algorithm and it helps me, and I encourage it. But we're gonna cheat a little bit because I've got some old diffusers that I'm gonna give to Curtis.
What's a diffuser?
There you go. I knew you were gonna. It's our second take of this, so I knew he was gonna do that. No, a diffuser is it's basically gonna be there's two wooden panels that we're gonna hang on your back wall behind the speakers, and they're about 10 inches deep. But they have different slotted pieces of wood in there, and then those slots are filled up with different level of gaps. So basically what happens is that as the sound waves leave your speaker and go to that back wall, they're going to hit those diffusers, and they're going to hit all those little tiny panels that are inside of there at different times. And so then it's going to break that sound wave up, and as the reflections return to you, they're going to come back at different times. So it's going to help with keeping there from being like weird standing waves in the room. And then the other thing that we're going to do is I have, from the first build out of the studio, I've got some panels here that I made. I've got a few of these 2 foot by 2 foot and a couple 1 foot by 2 foot panels. I made these for the studio years ago when I was first in this room and before I made new different acoustic treatment. And so they're laying around, and we're about to do some construction in this room, and we've got some new material that we're going to put in here. And so these aren't necessary, and I'm giving them to Curtis. It would for sure inflate this budget by about $1,000, and I don't care, because Curtis is my friend and I love him and I want to help him out and make the studio great.
I love you too, buddy.
Oh, you're welcome. We can put little heart emojis can come into the video. I can edit those in while we're talking. And so that's it. So the next video is going to be us going to Curtis's house, and is going to be us talking about the setup and putting all the stuff in, and you'll get to see that, and it'll be really fun. So thanks for watching. Thanks to Curtis for giving me so much of his money to be able to spend on what's really just a grand experiment for me and a good piece of YouTube content. I'm very thankful for that, but I'm also super excited that he's going to be able to do his thing from home. So I've been Matt. This is Curtis. Thanks for watching Capsule to Cone. We'll see you on the next one.